Hey, good afternoon, traders, and happy Friday. Let's jump right into the action today. It was absolutely nuts, and we're looking like we're going into the close. A little negative at the bottom of the range, but let's see how things played out and how I was looking at it using gamma levels and volume and trend and price action. So, unfortunately, the gamma exposure bot is not loading the history, but I've got some of the gamma lines up on top here on the SPX. I mean, right out of the gate, it was just boom, buying like crazy and looking like it was going to go to the moon. But in my experience, when it opens and it just starts going straight up as it did this morning, um, that's it's not the best sign. You really like to see it kind of consolidate down, then go. That's kind of the pattern you see on really like solid buy days. So yeah, I was a little like, hey, this could be a big head fake. And plus, we had a few data items this morning. If you see here on the right, we had, let's see, University of Michigan. We had core PCE come out, and after University of Michigan sentiment and inflation expectations came out, boom, this thing just went off. Huge green candle on this 10-minute here, right at 9 o'clock. And boy, I guess anybody would have thought like this thing could have kept going. Maybe, but if we're looking at the gamma lines and it was early in the morning and gamma exposure was net gamma exposure was like around plus 30 billion, which is pretty healthy around that time, but not, incredibly massive. So I kind of had an eye on that and just bracketed the two major gamma points that looked like they started laddering, but yeah, it just stopped. And then it got to this point around 9:10 and just started losing steam. And I did try to make a trade right here, and it did pop up, got it for about 5 points, but I could tell with the wicking that was going on, especially on the ES here, that yeah, this may not have a ton of steam, and the gamma exposure started really falling below, I think it was 30, and then just kind of hung around the 20s, and then they just smacked it. And I'm just thinking funds are just kind of taking profits end of the quarter, remember? So the end of the quarter flows. You got a lot of funds that are closing up shop for the quarter, and then we'll probably reload first of the month next week. So we're rotating into something else. I mean, if you look here on the far right, see that regional banks, a lot of volume there. But we'll go over some of that stuff on Sunday, where those flows went, so we can kind of start taking a look at major swing and long term plays. We'll look at that on Sunday, and then we'll look at that on Tuesday as well, just kind of see where things are materializing. But in terms of today, yep. These guys are just taking profits all the way down. You can start seeing the trend filter switch kind of midday and then just keep going. And now we just revisited our favorite spot, 54.75, which has been 54.60 to 54.75 has been kind of a big zone, so to speak, and it just keeps like a moth to a flame. It just keeps heading there. So that's a spot again. I wasn't going to get tricked this time, so I did make a trade over here towards that zone. Another 5-10 points. I'm sorry, about 5 points there. So net, I think is like 10 points for the day. Pretty solid day. Didn't try to go crazy. It is a Friday. Wasn't quite sure if they were going to continue all the way through, or was it going to bounce, or what was going to happen. So took the money, ran, and then yeah, made it a day. But pretty instant that they, or pretty funny that they just pumped it up and just dumped the hell out of it. So,
You gotta give him that hawk.
we just pumped it up and then dumped it right down. So yeah, pretty good week for me. I would say 4 out of the 5 days are pretty solid. The action was definitely very choppy, to be expected. Top of the range for the month, the week. Of the day, over 2 standard deviations, over VWAP. So yeah, a little toppy. Why not take some profits? I mean, geez, what a move that we had over the last month and a half, quarter. I mean, this thing was just wow, just incredible. Look at this, just a monster move over the last quarter. So why not take some profits there? You see all the volume see all the distribution that's happening right there. So, yep, taking profits, very healthy. So, coming into next month, next week, next quarter, again, on Sunday, we will take a look. And so, yeah, set your alerts, subscribe. We'll start walking through some scenarios that may happen. Yeah, we've got some good levels. We've got some ideas for maybe a little bit longer term than day trading. So have a great weekend.